I'm Susan Odell. Welcome to the Odell Kitchen. If your recipe calls for whipped cream, or if you just want to whip up a little cream to make your dessert a little more special, it's a really simple thing to do. You just need to have a few tips to be highly successful. First off, you want everything to be cold. If at all possible, put your bowl and the whisk or your beater in the refrigerator prior to whisking. It'll just whip up that much faster and lighter if everything is cold. At a minimum, make sure your cream is really cold and straight out of the fridge. You can whip cream with either a handheld mixer or a stand mixer like I have here. You can also do it by hand. It takes a little bit more muscle, a little bit more energy, and again, make sure everything is cold if you're going to do it by hand, and only try a small quantity. If you try and do a cup of whipped cream by hand, you're not going to have much success. You just don't have enough oomph to get it done like the machine does. Let's have a look at the actual whipping technique. I'm going to pour my cream directly in my cold, chilled bowl. Got about half a cup there, maybe a little more. And I'm going to start it on medium speed. I'm going to get that going a little, and as it starts to thicken, I'm going to add some flavorings to it. I'm going to sweeten it up with a little bit of sugar. I use about a tablespoon of sugar for a half a cup of cream. You might think that's too sweet, add a little bit less. If you like a little more, add more. Some people add up to a quarter of a cup, depending on what you're using it for. I'm also going to add a little liqueur. This is a raspberry liqueur. You can also use a orange liqueur is really nice, a coffee flavored liqueur, even chocolate. Anything to flavor it depending on what you're going to use your cream for. So once it starts to thicken, I'm going to add my sugar. Just dribble it in a little slowly. And then I'm going to add maybe a teaspoon of the liqueur. Just going to turn up the speed and keep an eye on it. It goes really fast. I whipped the cream for about 2 minutes after I added the sugar and the liqueur, and it looks absolutely perfect now. All you have to do now is taste it and see if you want to add any more sugar or liqueur. It's actually pretty good. You can make whipped cream in advance and keep it in your refrigerator. It's going to lose some of its volume. You can whisk it up again just very, very briefly right before you serve it, but I wouldn't do it more than 2 or 3 hours ahead of time. Bon appetit.